What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. Today we're hopping into Absolute Green Lantern, issue number 6, and we are finally getting some more answers. More than that, DC Comics is finally bringing back the Gold Lanterns. Now, this was more or less confirmed in the last issue. This issue is doubling down, it's reaffirming, and it's letting us know that John Stewart, he is our new Gold Lantern. Now, if you guys remember, the Gold Lanterns, they're from like 2020, I believe. Gold Lantern created by Brian Michael Bendis. We initially saw them appearing in some Superman comics. A ring created by the Elders of Oa to be more powerful than the Green Lantern rings. They were supposed to be the successor to the Green Lantern Corps. But in this absolute universe, things are different. And we're just about to see how different they are. Now, obviously, as you see from the opening pages, we've been seeing this black circle, a very ominous message over and over and over again. How far out is the world that's coming? Now, we never really understood what the heck they were talking about, what this meant, or what this dark ring was. Everyone has assumed that it had to deal with the Black Hand, everything going on with Hal Jordan, and in a sense, it kinda does. But before we can get to that point, we pick up with Agent Chase. Agent Chase is sitting down with her boss, and really, more or less, she's getting fired. She's being put on administrative leave. Truth of the matter, Agent Chase is just having a bad day. It appears that she hasn't really been given any work lately, and everything going on in Evergreen with the Lantern and all that stuff, she's not allowed to work on that case because her ex just so happens to also live there. Conflicting interests and all of that jazz, but she has a sneaky suspicion that Hector Hammond has something to do with her more or less getting fired. This is where we really dive into things, though. This is where Gold Lantern John Stewart explains all of this to us. Finally understanding all of it. All of it is Oa. Rao, Sur, R, Cord, all of these are Oa. The Abenzor is the judge of worlds. A community on a world is a world in miniature form, so it's a testing ground. Evergreen had been chosen, it was contained, and judgment began. On the ground, evaluation is only the first stage. The second stage is transport into the Green Lantern, and through it, into the presence of Oa. But Owens don't think as humans do. They don't have the same perspective. Humans were afraid. Humans died. But not everybody. John Stewart is still alive. They're all alive. That they're all together here in this place of understanding, and in this place, they are without fear. This is where Hal Jordan says that that's great and all, but what about me? Because right now, fear is all I can feel. This hand on me. The hand doesn't like it here in this place. This is where John Stewart says that there are 4 levels of light. Cord is the lowest, and then Rao, and then Sur, and then R. Chaotic action, restraint from action, correct action, and total understanding. This all equals enlightenment. The Aben means to adapt. The controller, the guardian, the Abenzor was a guardian at the green level of light. His task was to select individuals, initiates into the light for what's coming. Guy Garner showed great restraint, and so he was judged as deserving of the red flame. And even Hal Jordan, with his darkness around him, they tell him that every flame can be commanded, but you must have understanding to control the flame. You must have total understanding. Control of the flame without understanding is an anomaly, like Joe. When it comes to Abenzor, he did die. He died through chaotic action. All he can tell them is what he has seen and what he has learned, and what is coming for them. John Stewart's only begun to scratch the surface, but he was chosen. He sought knowledge, and he was selected for the Gold Flame. He is at the highest level of light, or at least this is the perspective of Owens. There are others that look at it in the opposite direction, where gold is the lowest level. These individuals take power from the dark, power without restraint. We call them the Weaponeers. also known as the Black Stars. And so now we must ask, how far out is the world that is coming? How far out is the world of chaos? How far out is the Black Star world? As we look up and we see Mogo. Mogo is a black star. He is the world that is coming. That is the thing in Hal Jordan's head. The thing that is the size of a planet. The thing that could cause a ring because it blocks out the sun. The black stars are coming for them. Now this is where Joe says, screw all of this. She uses her powers. If she's the anomaly, all of Abenzor's power and none of his knowledge, that means she doesn't have to play by the rules because she doesn't know the rules. And if Hal Jordan is this darkness, if it wants to eat the light, if all of this is just one thing, and if Hal Jordan is the lowest level, so then somebody's got to help him up. Somebody's got to give him a hand. With Joe reaching out, she grabs Hal Jordan, and we see the darkness purged from him. And as they hightail it out of here, what comes pouring out of the lantern is black goo. That darkness, the black hand, it oozes into the world. And as it does so, Joe and Hal, they hightail it out of here. And as the Green Lantern lifts into the sky and takes off, we pick up on the moon. On the moon is where the lantern appears. In here, we have John Stewart, the Gold Lantern, that sits and waits. He watches for the arrival of Mogo. He waits for the arrival of the Black Stars. Every day, it grows closer. Every day, their end is right there behind them. Now, as we pick up with Agent Chase, she's on the phone with an old friend, aka Simon. Now, Simon in this world, he appears to be nothing more than an agent. But there's a likelihood that all of that is going to change here in the near future. While she's on the phone and they're having a conversation, there's a banging at Agent Chase's door. As Cameron gets up, she goes to answer the door, and this is where she runs into her ex. This is where Joe, Green Lantern, is showing up at the door with a messed up Hal Jordan having nowhere else to go. That is where this issue will end. So let me know what you guys think. It's nice to have the Gold Lanterns back. And in the Absolute Universe, they are the top of the light spectrum, if you will. Owen see it as that. So pretty much what we have come to understand is that the Green Lantern is sent to a planet. To judge this planet, it starts with one community. It judges them, and it sees if they're worthy of being on the light spectrum. So for Guy, we see him become a Red Lantern. The Red Flame chose him, just as the Gold Flame chose John Stewart. It's seeming more and more like Black Hand, like the Black Flame, is more parasitic than anything. Though it's all falling on under the light spectrum, it's more corruptive, it's more corrosive. And so the Black Stars, envying that of the Golden Lantern, they see themselves as the top dogs. Because of this, they're coming after whatever they can take. We can assume that the Black Stars were headed to Earth, and so the Owens wanted to beat them there. Because if the Black Stars got there first, they could take over everything, and it's a whole planet taken over by the Black Stars. To keep the balance of light, the lanterns were sent there to judge and figure out if any of them were even worthy of being taken into the light. And with Joe being an anomaly, with her not understanding the rules, not understanding how this works, there's a possibility that she could end up sharing this power. We don't know how many different lanterns there are, we don't know the rules, we don't know how it works. We're jumping into this as blind as Joe. Now that we have understanding of how the Lantern Corps more or less works, we can start really diving into the overall plot and then preparing for the arrival of Mogo and the Black Stars. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything that is going on with Absolute Green Lantern, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It's going to get you completely caught up on everything going on with the Absolute Universe. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having a bunch of different tiers, a bunch of different options that can hugely help out the channel. Now, if you're unable to do this, please do me the favor of subscribing to the channel, liking this video, hitting that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.